There's an aha moment that's common amongst technology leaders. It's the moment when they realize the technical problem's already solved, and that's not why they're in the room. For me, this came on an initiative many years ago where I was a delivery manager on a large project that was rolling out a ordering system across the country. We had sweated over all the details, the logistics, server sizes, the user experience, what the checkout would look like. We had ideas of how much demand we'd have on day one, how much demand we would have after 3 or 4 weeks when things settled down. And ultimately, we went live and it was a raging success. Not what you would expect me to say, right? It's a huge success for the first several weeks. We had dashboards that showed us how many users were coming in, how many orders were being placed. We could see them flowing through the system. It matched up pretty much exactly with where we thought it would be. About the 6 week mark, I get the phone call. Hey, Mike, need you to come out to the West Coast. We've got a problem with this product. And I'm like, what problem, right? So I grab my laptop, fly out, step into the room with a meeting of other functional leaders, and start working through issues. And what we found was we had everything right for day one. We had all the logistics, all the orchestration. We had supply that would match up with all of these things. What no one had looked at was the reorder rate. That is, after day one, after all these orders came in, at what rate could we be resupplied with product such that we could ship it out? And the system itself assumed full warehouse or just in time delivery. It didn't contemplate, hey, product X might be out of stock for 6 weeks or something like that. It wasn't our business. It wasn't how anything like this had worked in the past. For me, that was the real epiphany, where my title was an IT delivery manager. Yours may be a director of software engineering or a VP of technology. I thought I was accountable for shipping a code product that everyone could use and it had a high uptime. Really, I was responsible for getting the right people in the room, having the right conversations, asking the right questions. That's the real job. Not the one on the job description, but my actual job. Welcome to CTO Unfiltered. So who am I? I'm a technology executive accountable for annual portfolios in excess of $50 million. I have a master's of science from Georgia Tech in computer science. I have an MBA in finance. I'm a published researcher, a conference speaker, a podcast guest. That's the LinkedIn version. Here's what that actually means. I started out as a software developer. Actually, I started out answering phones, providing technical support for someone else's software. Moved into development. Spent years shipping product before I ever had to lead the people actually building it. I've been in financial services, healthcare, and insurance. Move fast and break things could be career-limiting behaviors in those industries. I learned how to move quickly, take smart risks, but also move deliberately. I've been on the winning side of large transformations, and I've been on the losing side. Technology was rarely the reason for the victory or the defeat. I've been thinking a lot about this over 3 decades, frankly, in terms of what makes a winning delivery. What does it take to do the changes that businesses require today? Been thinking a lot about it, and that's what this show will largely be about. There's no shortage of tech podcasts. There's a shortage of ones where the talk is straight and it's about how to actually apply the technology to solve business problems. I'm not here to talk tech for technology's sake. Too often, these conversations on other podcasts are too theoretical. They're led by academics or researchers who aren't in the building, that don't have to live with the consequences of their decisions. Other times, they're led by vendors, people who need you or want you to buy their product. They're a hammer out there looking for a nail. What's missing here is the practitioner's voice, the person who actually walk into the room full of skeptical business leaders and make the case that they can deliver the change that some vendor or some white paper has promised them. The leader who has to hire and fire, budget and cut, inspire and hold accountable, all while the technology landscape shifts rapidly beneath their feet. That's the show, Applied Technology Leadership, the rubber meeting the road, no hype, no fear, and you can name check my positioning here. CTO Unfiltered is not aspirational branding. It's a promise. I've been accountable for all aspects of technology leadership and delivery at different levels. Unfiltered means I'm going to tell you what didn't work. I'll bring on guests who will do the same, and I'll push back when the slide looks too good to be true but falls apart in practice. So who is this podcast for? If you're in software engineering, or you're a technology manager, director, VP, C-level executive, or if you're working toward one of these roles, this show is built specifically for you. You know the job is equal parts people and change management alongside the technology you're delivering. You're navigating the AI moment. You're trying to figure out what's real versus what's hype. You work in an organization where the business doesn't always speak tech and the tech side doesn't always speak the business. You want the honest version, not the conference keynote version. You may be like me 15 years ago, competent, ambitious, technically strong, but figuring out that the next level is a completely different set of skills than the level before. So what's coming? Let me give you a brief preview of the guest mix, some themes I intend to tackle. I'm going to bring on leaders who've done it, stories from the trenches, decision frameworks. We'll talk about what they got wrong. We'll have actual practitioners, people doing the actual work and what they wish leadership understood. I'll bring on researchers and academics. We'll look at what the data actually says and what's coming. I'll pull in some cross-domain guests. This includes people from varying walks of life, regulated non-technology industries who've led teams through massive change using all these same principles. The topics are going to be endless in real time, include AI transformation, topics about talent, culture, building trust with your stakeholders, making decisions with a bunch of ambiguity, regulated realities, and ultimately what leadership really looks like at scale. So every 2 weeks, I'll be back, sometimes with a guest, sometimes flying solo, always with something worth your time. If this lands for you, please like, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with somebody who could use it. And if you've got a topic you want me to dig into, you can find me on LinkedIn or email my production team at producer@ctounfiltered.fm. I actually read every message that I receive, even if I'm unable to respond to them all. I'm Mike Schubert. This is CTO Unfiltered. Let's get into it.